1st, 2024. I thought I was going to be too tired to do this, but I'm going to go see the Rad movie. I went last time it was released in the theater, and I enjoyed it. The only thing that sucked about last time was the audio was just garbage. So like when the music was playing, I was kind of getting excited to hear it, and it sounded like it was coming out of one speaker. It was pretty horrible, so I'm hoping that the sound is better this time. But anyway, we're gonna head out and go check it out. I was gonna take my daughter, but she's too tired, so I'm going on a solo mission. All right, more later. Here's some of the photos I took during the movie. I put them on Facebook and I put them on Instagram, and I was trying not to make it look like I was video recording the movie. That's why you can kind of see the seats. But for taking pictures at a movie screen, they came out pretty good, I have to say for myself. Now, I went on a Facebook group page as well for the movie Rad, and these are some of the photos that other people had posted that went to go see the movie. And like I said, I didn't write their names down. I'm really sorry, guys, if you run across this, and I hope you don't mind I use these photos in the video, but I just thought they were really cool. People got all dressed up and really got into it. That's a really cool shot right there of that couple there. And this is the trivia stuff that you would see at the beginning of the movie. And I didn't see this part. I think this came on after the movie ended. This guy really got into it. That's a great costume. Here's Mike Miranda and Colin Stiles. That's a great shot. And then Skyway Nick and Mike Miranda. Great shot. All right, guys. Welcome back. We're going to do a magazine tonight. I'm pretty excited. This one is going to be BMX Action. We're going to do May 1988. So this magazine's pretty cool because it's one of those rare magazines where I never seen it. Whoops. So I haven't seen this one, so I'm looking forward to getting into it. I thumbed through it for like a second before I started the video, and I thought, ooh, this one eluded me. I've never seen it. So this is going to be awesome. May 1988. Here's the cool thing. Senior year in high school, I was going to graduate in 1 month. Here's the thing that sucks about May 1988. May 1988, I went to a double point race in Sonoma, California. My cousin James talked me into taking him, and I wanted to go too. Not going to kid you. But anyway, we went to this race and crashed in my first moto, broke my foot. So I didn't even finish the race, and then on top of that, that insult to injury, I had to graduate with a stupid cast on my foot. That all happened May and June. So that part sucks, but it was still a great time to be a kid graduating from high school 1 month after this magazine came out. So let's get into it. All right, guys, welcome back. Let's rock and roll. May 1988, BMX Action Magazine. Love the cover. So let's see. We got extra large equipment guide coming on in this one. Dirty Deeds. How and where you can build jumps. Okay, that sounds good. Sandbog Racing in Arkansas. No idea what that is. Let's see who's on the cover. I cannot tell from this angle at all. I'm going to guess this is an elf. Frame and fork. Let me look on, see who's on the cover here. Oops. Let's see, guys. On the cover. Let's take a look. That's going to be Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap while Todd Blazer controls a tabletop at the Mini Glen in Mission Viejo. Wow. Todd Blazer. That is a sick cover. Love it. Check out his Redline flights. It's got the classic Redline sprocket here. And these look like are those Sun Tour pedals on there? Yeah, those were some of my favorite pedals, the Sun Tour pedals right there. He's got the Dyno race pants on, and that looks perfect. Wow, that's just a great shot. Let's get into the magazine. Let's go. I'm kind of, like I said, this one, guys, I have not looked at this yet, so this is going to be really cool. This is awesome. Look at this Haro ad. We got Bob Haro in the background, shredding a quarter pipe. You got Bob Haro over here. Looks like he's on a mini ramp right there. Look at this number plate. The Haro number plate with the lightning bolts coming down here on the corners. It's got his name on it, Bob Haro. This is probably his original number plate. Man, I would kill to have one of these. I think these are one of the best looking plates ever made. And this plate probably came out in, what, the early 80s? Maybe late 70s? But that is probably one of the nicest number plates that has ever been made. This is my opinion. We got some good Haro, cool looking Haro gloves right here and the Haro jersey here. all the freestyle bikes that were available in 1988 are on the bottom. So that's a pretty cool intro. Let's go to the next page. Oh, we got a scooter ad here. Okay. This is a weird scooter. It's got like skateboard wheels on the back and a typical scooter wheel on the front. That looks about worthless to me. It's like a cross between a BMX bike and a skateboard. Yeah, that looks kind of dumb. I don't know. Maybe one of you guys out there have ridden one of those. You want to give me your opinion in the comments, you can. Maybe it's cool to me. I don't know. Here's a great shot right here. Let's see. What do we got in here? We got 14, which is dirt. 22, I guess these are the pages. How to build yourself a thrashing zone. Okay. And we have 32, which is bikes and frame sets and parts. 42 is exclusive tests. Diamondback new reactor. Okay, we'll check that one out. We got race ABA in Arkansas, and then the outtakes. And then on the cover, of course, we know that's Todd Blazer. Who's on this page? That's a Cyclecraft bike right there. And it doesn't say. Oh, here it is. On this page, my grip, yo face. Big E, also known as Eric Bartolis, pokes at the lens of old Spike Jones. Check it out. You can actually see the, he's so close you can see the triangle on the back of his Amy grips. That's pretty cool. I love the colors of his JT helmet. That's really awesome. Let's roll on. Okay, here we go. We got our first GT ad. So Haro started it off with a 2-page ad, and here comes GT. We got the Mach 1s. Well, this is the Mach 1, and we got the Pro Series team right here, and then your typical frame and fork sets. I really miss the chromoly. I know I say it a lot, guys, but if I had a chromoly GT with modern componentry, oh my God, that would be pretty awesome. I definitely would race it. You know, and I know they're making some now, but man, they're super expensive. And I noticed that they're not finished in chrome. You know, they're raw, so you have to go through that process of getting that done. But you know, it is what it is. We got Gary Ellis in here. This is one that he won the IBMXF World Championship in 1987, and then he won the ABA Grand Nationals. Well, he won the title for the ABA Grands in '87. Team GT was the NBL #1 team, and they were the Nora Cup winner. So overall, great year for GT. Let's keep on going, guys. What do we got here? Mongoose Expert. This is a pretty cool ad. Pretty typical BMX bike for Mongoose, entry-level bike, but it doesn't even have a power disc on it. That's strange. This is really kind of your bargain basement Mongoose Expert, but still a decent bike for whatever it went for at the time, and it's not going to show here on the prices, but I'm imagining it's probably about a $200 bike, but that's pretty cool. Eric Roop was on the team, Travis Chipris in '88, so this is a couple years after Rad came out, and at the intro of this video, I probably added the fact that I went to the Rad movie, and I'll talk about that later. And we got the Sam Ariano was on the team, Shelby James, and Gary DeBacker. So they had a pretty good team, especially with Eric Group and Travis Chipres. They had a couple of AA pros there. Wow, look at this, guys. Shades of Another Time, reintroducing the Chuck Taylor Classics All-Star Converse. These were the original Converse look. I wonder if Converse does this, or if these were popular at all. I don't really remember people wearing these shoes, but if they brought them back out, I guarantee you people are going to buy them. One thing about tennis shoes is that the more retro, the better. I mean, people are still buying Jordans that I bought in 1984, 1985, and so forth. I've got about 3 pairs of Jordans myself in my closet and a pair of Jordan boots. I just barely started getting Jordans again, and my nephew got me one for Christmas. I turned around and bought me another pair. And then last Christmas, he got me another pair. So I'm like, okay, I'm officially hooked on those again. So, but then here's the problem with Jordans. I won't wear them if it looks like it's going to be wet outside. If I'm going to have any chance of walking in dirt or walking in grass, I don't wear them. So they sit in my closet a lot. But anyway, let's move on. That's a whole other topic. Oh, wow. Look at this JT ad. Love this. We got Mike Miranda doing this. Mike Miranda was built for this kind of thing. And man, he was in really good shape back then. Look at that. No offense, Mike, but this is a great shot. I don't know how he got in this position. Did he run and jump and they shot the photo? Maybe. But it is really cool. But anyway, I love this, the Skull and Bones on the JT colors here. I just ordered some fly pants, I think the day before yesterday, and they're kind of this color. And after I ordered them, I'm like, oh man, maybe I should get black ones. And a friend of mine told me, you know what, everybody wears black ones. And I go, yeah, you're probably right, but the black ones look so cool. Anyway, let's keep moving. We got a Hammer ad here. This is where the trend ends. Hammer bodywear. I can remember RL wearing a lot of that. And then we have the Amy sunglasses here for the sport of shades. These are pretty cool looking. You know, I don't know how Oakley felt about these, because they're like, man, you guys just ripped us off. But the design of them is a little bit different. Oakley blades do not have like this little dip right here. It's going to go straight across the top, so they look a little cleaner than the Amy glasses, but they were pretty cool. I never had them. Let's move on. Dirt. Ronnie Anderson on Hutch. I saw that in a magazine we did the other day, and to this day, I do not remember Ronnie Anderson being on Hutch. I mean, it's like, he was on Hutch? I don't even remember that. And it says, "'Tis true, Hutch has announced that the madman of BMX, Ronnie Anderson, will be racing pro for them in 1988. This came as quite a shock for most everyone. Reasons for Ron's dismissal from the White Bear team are still sketchy. Rumor is he didn't live up to their image." Oh, interesting. Oh, check out Greg here. Got a little boy with him. Greg Allen Hill. That must be his son. That's pretty cool. He's a grown man now. Good shot of Travis Chippers here. And then we got Eric Group here. That's a pretty good shot. And check out the shot of Charles Townsend here. That's a great shot. ABA's top 10 pros from 1987. Ooh, let's read this. So the top 10 pros for 87, Charles Townsend was considered number 1. Travis Chiprez, number 2. Gary Ellis, number 3. Pete Lonkarovich, 4. Sean Texas, 5. Greg Hill, 6. Kevin Hull, 7. Billy Griggs, number 8. Ronnie Anderson, number 9. Eric Group, number 10. Now you do. So that's pretty cool. These are considered the top 10 pros for 1987. Very, very cool. Let's go to the next page here, guys. We got more dirt, trial and error, spinning. I wish I had time to read all these because this looks great, but we're not going to get too far into these. I'll just let you guys soak this in a little bit. Local thrashing, signature grips update. We got some co-sponsor information over here. And then DM and JJ leave H for possibly another H. No idea what the hell that means. We're not going to get into that. Let's go to the next page. Got another great ad here for TNT. Look at the helmet, the Echo helmet. So cool, man. I wish I can get a helmet like that right now. That would be awesome. I've been looking at a lot of helmets online as I'm going to change the colors this year on my race gear. And so I'm like, oh, the helmet I have is really kind of bold. It's kind of like this fluorescent yellow and red, and it matched the fly uniform I was using. It's not going to match what I'm going to wear this time, so I'm going to probably get something different. Plus, I've been rocking that helmet for years, so it's time for something new. We got another Converse ad here on the side, and let's keep on going. All right, here we go. How to improve your reactions, the Diamondback Reactor. Now, that is a beautiful spec. I love it. Look at the colors on this, guys. And this is kind of different for Diamondback if you think about it. They're wearing the gray colors here for one, and two, the bikes are more of a pastel color, where Diamondback is usually all about chrome and black, and and this is a whole different direction for them. Now, is it bad? I don't think so. This is a very, very cool spec. You got the gray fading into the blue and fading back into the white, which is kind of typical for the time. And I love the Comp 3 tires on there. Looks like it's got some chrome Areo wheels. The nipples are black. Really nice set of 3-piece cranks. And the brake set's on the bottom, which is more like a freestyle bike in my opinion. I don't know how I feel about the brake placement being on the bottom. If that's an advantage, yes or no, I have no idea. I prefer that it be up here, but that's different. But the bike itself, I love it. I love the seat too. And then here's the team. We got, looks like Matt Hayden in there, Justin Green, and Eddie King are in there. So we got Cindy Ainsworth in there as well, and Jason Palmer. So pretty cool. Small team though for the time. And it could be that BMX was kind of on the downhill, at least the racing side. I know it's going to come back, but at this period, it looked like it was kind of going downhill. Oh, here we go. Can you dig it? How to build your own local thrashing zone. This is awesome. Wow. One of the greatest things about racing BMX in the 80s is that I had some good places to go practice. I've mentioned before I had Treeview in Hayward, California. That was a great place to ride. We had the In Hayward, we also had at the Eden Youth Center, there was a track behind the Eden Youth Center. That was a good place to practice. And then we had Red Devil, of course, which is in Union City. And then behind Hayward, Plunge in Hayward, there was a place called the Plunge. There was some good jumps back there. So plenty of places for you to go practice and ride that you can ride your bike too. But look at this shot, guys. This is great. Look at how clean that is. Love it. We got Eric Root and it looks like Big E doing their thing. It says E-Team. And these colors are just great. And check it out. Eric's colors are kind of like I said, the pastel thing with the gray and then kind of like this pinkish color here, which looks really, really nice. It's a great color combination. And these JT pants are great. They had the elastic backing that went to the back of your calves and legs here, which kind of squeezed it in, kind of like how the pants fit now. They're super tapered. These are really clean race pants. JT made some really good stuff. Okay, let's keep going. And then we got the freestyle guys. Now, just for a second, guys, I wanted to show you something, the difference between a freestyler and a racer. Just for a second, okay? Look how this guy's dressed. Nothing wrong with it, just crazy shorts, and he's got all kinds of crazy knee pads, and his shoes are kind of ratty looking. He's got the helmet with stickers all over the place, and he's got his Haro here. No problem, that's just the way they look, right? Now let's just go back for a second and look how the racers look. I don't think I need to say anything else, but just two different breeds of racers, that's for sure. All right, who is in this picture, by the way? Let's take a look. Ron Wilkerson. So it's weird to see Ron on dirt. He's not a dirt rider, so, and this is definitely not a dirt jumping bike, but he's doing his thing. Look at that. No footer. It's pretty cool. It's kind of looked like he was about to go into a Superman. That's kind of cool. Got an Airwalk ad here with Brian Blyther. And then there's some sequences of them building the jumps, which is really cool. I once tried to build some jumps on my dad's property and it was a major fail. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I gave up and went riding somewhere else. It takes a lot of work to get out there and build your own jumps. It definitely does. It's not for the light of heart. It's a commitment too, because not only do you build the jumps, but then now you have to maintain them, because you got to make sure they're smooth. You got to make sure there's no weeds on them. And you got to make sure you repair them constantly, because as you're riding, they're going to start to wear down. So yeah, there was, as a matter of fact, going back to the Treeview story in Hayward, that was again my favorite place to ride. When I was at Treeview riding, we were wearing the jumps down significantly, and there was two of my friends that I went to middle school and high school with. One was named Nelson, the other guy's name was Chuck, or Chucky. We all called him Chucky. Anyway, they went to Treeview one day in the morning, and they were there by themselves, and they brought buckets and shovels, and they were shoveling dirt and repairing all the jumps. It was the most, by the time I showed up late that afternoon with a buddy of mine, we got there and the jumps were all rebuilt. And I was like, whoa, you guys did this? And they're like, yeah, man, we've been here all day. We started early in the morning. And as soon as I was hitting the jumps, because there was a set of doubles, there was 2 sets of doubles, no, actually 3 sets of doubles, camelback jump. And as soon as I hit those jumps, and they rebuilt the berm in the back, I was getting much more air. And I could feel it. Like I hit my first set of doubles, and normally, you get in the air, you hit the backside, good backside, and I was mastering that. But when I hit that jump after the lip had been fixed, it booted me up to the point where I felt my stomach just kind of drop. And I did the jump super clean, but the first 2 jumps, I was like, whoa, I can feel the difference. It really kicked me in the air. It was awesome. It was just a great day. I still remember that. I must have been about 15, 16 years old, and I had a great day riding that day. Check out the Auburn here, Red Rocket, fast, expensive Auburn. It's a pretty cool looking bike. It's got the GT Power Series cranks on it. Still, I'm not too sure how I feel about this detachable back, but people were winning on those bikes. You had to be fast to be on the firm, though. Auburn, Powerlite, GT. What was it? It was Powerlite, GT, Auburn, Robinson. Okay, yeah. So you had to be fast to be in the firm. So to get a chance to race that, you had to be a badass. We got the Mushroom ad here, Stu Thompson, Family Bicycle Center. He owned a bike shop back then, and he's still doing ads for Mushroom grips. Never really had a set of Mushroom grips, so I don't really have a comment on whether or not these grips were good, bad, or indifferent. I really don't know. Next page. We got dyno shoes, and these are all the places that you can buy dyno shoes, which is pretty cool. And they made sure everybody knew Santa Rosa, California, Santa Ana, California, Oakland, California, a few places, Lancaster, Clovis. These are all just the places in California. Pretty cool. It's kind of weird because now if you see something you want, for example, oh, I love these shoes, I want them. You just go online and they show up at your doorstep. So, but before we had to go out there and actually go get them, unless you're going to mail order them, and that means you mail a check, wait for them to process your order, and then mail your product. We're now living in a time where it's instant gratification. Like when I ordered the fly pants the other day, I went on Amazon. I put in fly racing pants, they popped up. I had a gift card from work, so I got the pants for free, and I just ordered them, and boom, they're on the way. I mean, I don't know. It's cool, it's convenient, but it's also cool to actually go out and shop and actually look at things. All right, here we go. This is the 1988 Spring Equipment Guide, and let's see what we've got here, guys. We've got an Auburn CR 220R, which retailed for $595. The Mongoose M1, which retailed for $180. Skyway 300 TA, which was the new version of Skyway, which retailed for $429. And the difference between this bike also and the Skyway TA, other than not the 300 TA, is that the Skyway TA did not come as a complete. You could only buy the frame and fork. Redline 800 PXL retailed for $419 up to $599 if you put flight cranks on it. So you put flight cranks on it, it's $200 more. So it's going to make a huge difference. GT Pro Series bike here was retailing for $550. The Diamondback Reactor, which we saw that really cool add-on, $550 to $590. So that's an expensive bike. You got the Haro Group 1 RS1, which retailed for $549 to $589. And right in 1988, I was definitely riding a Haro Group 1 RS1. We had the Mongoose California Pro, which retailed for $350. The Skyway 280A, which is, I guess, the introduction version, is $289, which is not bad because I'm assuming the frames are exactly the same. So if you went with the 280A and a couple of upgrades on parts, you're golden. There's no problem. You got the Robinson Pro Team model, $550. Mongoose Expert, $235 to $245. That's the one I was guessing was about $200, so I was pretty close. Robinson Pro, looks like it says ask someone who knows. There's no price listed for it. We got the GT Interceptor, which goes for $210 to $285, which is a good price for that quality of bike. Diamondback Coaster Viper, never even heard of that. $180 to $200. And then we have the Diamondback Silver Streak, which is one of the most famous Diamondbacks ever other than the Turbo. $275 to $295. Look at all these bikes, guys. We got the Hutch Pro Racer. It retailed for $180. And the Mongoose Mini Goose, which retailed for $115. 16-inch bike, though. GT Ricochet Trials bike. Wow, you can get a Trials bike, $415 to $425. You get the Haro Response, which is another trial bike, $409 to $109. And here's one that is super iconic. The Hutch Superbike. It only came in white. And it looks like a Kawasaki Ninja. That bike went for $529. What a steal. I wish I would have bought one of those. The GT 20-inch Hybrid, $245 to $255. The Haro Dart, which went for $399 to $439. And the Hutch GP1, this one went for $329. I wonder how these rode. Man, I want to just try it just to see what it feels like. You got the GT 24-inch Hybrid, went for $300. And then a Hutch FZ1, another street bike, $249. Man, there are so many different bikes I wasn't even aware of. Diamondback Woody Itzen Strike Zone went for $415. That looks like a pretty cool bike. We got the Redline RL220B, which went for $329. And a Hutch Windstyler, $299. So far, nothing's really going way out of the limit of expectations of what you think you would pay, and they're pretty affordable. I mean, you got to remember though, 1988, a $500 bike, that's like a $1,000 bike now. So I mean, it's, you got to put things in perspective. More like a $1,500 bike. So you're spending a lot of money in the 80s. So for me to save $500 to buy a high-end bike, you know, you figure that's going to be about 4 paychecks, because I was getting about 200 something dollars. Well, maybe not 4 paychecks, but let's say it would take me about a month and a half to 2 months to save the money. And that's if I didn't spend any of my roundtable money. We got the Hutch Wind Styler here. Went for $299. The Diamondback Hot Streak, which is a freestyle bike with Skyway Tough Wheels, went for $335. And then we have the Diamondback Mike Dominguez Strike Zone. It goes up to $415. The Redline RL22 up to $649. Boy, we had some choices back in the day, guys. Diamondback Striker, $275. Wow, that was a lot. Let me get a drink of water. Let me pause. All right, sorry about that, guys. Diamondback Woody Itzen Strike Zone, frame and fork, not available. The GT 24-inch Cruiser, all chromoly Cruiser, frame and fork, $165. Woo, there you go. Robinson Elite, frame and fork, $180. It's pretty good. We're getting close to $200 though. We got the Mongoose Eric Roop Signature Edition Mongoose. Whoa. Frame and fork, and that went for, nope, no price. It says not sure exactly. Robinson Cruiser, $180. Diamondback Reactor frame and fork, no price listed. GT Pro XL4 frame and fork, $160. And then the Hutch Pro 20 frame set, there's the Skyway 300 TA. That's it. I don't know. We ran out. It didn't show me the price. Oh, that sucks. Oh, it's continued on page 50. Let's see if I can jump to page 50. There's 52. This sucks, guys. Went for $180. Okay, we'll come back to the rest of it later. We got another Vans ad. Now this Vans ad looks a lot like the reminiscent of the Chuck Taylors that we saw that Converse had just dropped. So it looks like there was a certain look that they were trying to achieve in the 80s. And this was not my style of shoe at all. I wouldn't have worn it, but it's still unique. I think it's pretty cool. And I guarantee you it would sell right now. We got our typical t-shirt ad. Man, I wore so many surfer t-shirts in the 80s. I think mine was Ocean Pacific. I wore so many of those t-shirts, guys. I could barely swim. Such a poser. We got the Skyway 300 TA. We've seen this ad before, which is a very, very cool ad. And then, oh yeah, here we go. The Meltdown. Let's see. Did all of you, let's start again. Did all of you trivia freaks read the back of Mad Dog's jersey? Now guess what it means. A, he's he's broken and has no money, or he's broken and has no money. The bike is broken. He's going for broke. Cruise in at Honda Hills. If you guessed B, you're way off. Except for some slight fork problems that will be fixed in production. Production bikes, the reactor held up awesome. You can say C, you're all close and could be right. I have no idea, but it just says broke on the back of his back. But that's a great shot of Mad Dog. Look at that. That is just straight BMX looking, Supercross looking. That's the way BMX should look, in my opinion. That's just amazing. And they're on the Diamondback that we were admiring in that ad. So this bike looks really awesome. I definitely would have bought one of these. Oh, this is a great shot. What do we got? Matt Hayden here. Big, bad, and pretty rad. Matt Hayden freshly reunited with Diamondback and loving it. The reactor frame was a bit short for him after racing a free agent limo at all last year, so Diamondback might be getting to work for a bike made just for him. So yeah, the limo for free agent is probably one of the most popular frames for a lot of the pros because it was just longer. You know, now we can get frames in 3-4 different sizes, but back then, you know, it's just a pro model frame. And me being a short guy, everything fit me perfect. And I'm going to tell you guys, though, when I bought my GT, I talked about that a couple of videos back. I got a GT box series frame, and I didn't realize it after I put together that it was an XXL. I'm only 5'6". So when I rode the bike, I noticed that I couldn't pick the front end up very well. I noticed that about that bike. I mean, other than that, I could ride it fine. But it was my cousin James that pointed out, this bike is too long for you. And I never thought about that. But once he put that in my head, I was like, you're right. And so when I sold the bike and I switched to a Haro, The Haro was more my size, and I immediately felt the difference. Although the GT, I felt fast on it, but it was always, I can always feel like I couldn't pull up the front end, like I couldn't do a wheelie on it because it was just, the geometry was wrong for my height. So that's pretty cool. Love this 09 plate. Love it. That's one of my favorite plates, by the way. Let's go to the next page here. This is another great shot of Matt. Look at that. That's awesome. These are really good shots. Wow. And here's the bike itself, the specs for the bike. You could expect to spend anywhere from $550 to $600 up to $590, excuse me, for the bike. The complete bike weight was 25.5 pounds. You know, that's a little bit on the heavy side. I think my GHP, after I put it together, the guy weighed it. He goes, your bike's about 22 pounds. And I go, I guess that's good. I mean, for today's standards. So, but this one would be considered heavier. But remember, the GHP is all aluminum as opposed to the chrome moly. But that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. We got first class BMX, of course, and then components by High Caliber. We got the brakes, the wheels, the headset, seat posts. These are goofy looking pedals. And looks like some sort of freestyle seat. Not my cup of tea. Let's keep going. We got more part stuff over here. We got the Robinson frame and fork, which went for $180. So a set of brakes here from Odyssey. Here's the caliper, the levers. We got some cables. And of course the Redline flights. Now, wow, $179 for cranks. More than a frame. But in here it says $179 and worth every penny. Now you can get them cheaper, but they're still over $100. But you definitely can get it cheaper than $179. And I have a set of Redline flights on my Skyway. Love those cranks. Love them. I would put them on if I when I build another race bike, I'm probably going to put flights back on it. And I know that they're dated. I know they're not what everybody's riding. I don't care. I love them. Okay, we got a Redline ad here. The 1988 RL 20B. Looks like a freestyle bike. No RL Osborne to be found on that one. We got more parts here, some seats, hubs, MXR sealed hubs. Wow, those are beautiful looking. We got the GT sealed hubs. Those are really nice. TNT Derringers, excuse me. We got the Skyway seat grabber here and a Tioga handlebar seat, or handler seat, excuse me. I guess it's got a grip on it so the freestylers can grab it. For under $300, you can't buy a better freestyle bike than the Hutch Windstyler. No joke, no jive, Hutch Performance. That's a pretty cool looking bike though, for what it is. That's really cool. I love the colors on it, by the way. We got more parts here. We got the Hutch stem, which I love that stem, by the way. Haro jackets, dyno what is that? Insipid shirt. Pretty cool. The TNT mini stem, Tioga stem, jive handles, which are grips, and then GT and Robinson bars. Pretty cool stuff. Wooden wheels ad. Look at that. That's really cool looking. I like it. Tech ad. We're getting towards the end already, guys. I am lightning fast tonight. We are at 30 minutes. Well, 30 minutes. That's pretty typical for a magazine. We got some clothing stuff here. You got the Auburn t-shirt, Jimmy Z pants, the Haro t-shirt here. This is pretty cool. Kegel shirt, Hammer shirts, GT race shirt. These are really cool. And this is all soft goods. Oh, look at the watches though. Those look just like the these Haro watches. These are awesome. I would have loved to have one of these. And I used to wear the Swatch watches in the 80s, and these are just like Swatch watches. They were all, well, now I always wear Fitbit, but they were all plastic watches, and I used to wear 2 watches on my wrist at a time because I thought it looked cool. Meerkat ad. And then more clothing. Pretty cool stuff. Nice mongoose hat. Vision streetwear. The key rings. The key to staying on top of racing scene is not to miss one single issue of BMX Action. You get a free Vision streetwear keychain if you subscribe. That's one of the more cheaper things they've offered, but still it's something free. $13.50 for a whole year. You can't beat that. If I would have had it, I wouldn't have missed this magazine. So all right, we're going to keep on going. We'll get away from the clothing ad stuff. Race Experts Race. We got a whole... Wow, Race Experts Race. I don't know what this is, though, what store this is. But they had some Boss products in there. Vision Streetwear, Rev Course, DK, Amy, MCS, GT, Haro, CW. Man, they had a little bit of everything in there. Rockville. Available now, the new 1988 Rockville BMX catalog. That would be really cool to look at. If I can get my hands on one of those, I would definitely review that in one of these videos. You got the tech pants, mongoose bag. Here's a JT helmet. That helmet went for 125 bucks. Wasn't cheap, especially for the time, but really cool looking helmet. What do we got here? More shoes, all kinds of shoes. Airwalk prototypes. And then, of course, the Rockville Vans. These Vans right here are always going to be my favorite. The classic looking Vans, those are always going to be my favorite. It's a cool ad right here. Look at this, Team Haro. New for 1988, Team Haro wear shorts, pants, jackets, demo tops, and more. Software for hardcores. Whoa. Yeah, I had to stop for a second. This is awesome. Look at this shot. This is in Arkansas, and we got, looks like Greg Hill, and then here's Charles Townsend, straight on RevCore, and then there's a TNT rider here, and I'm not sure who that is. And then we've got Mike King on Haro. We got Rick Palmer rolling on the Skyway here. Got Billy Griggs for Redline, Gary Ellis GT with the all-white GT uniform. That's pretty sick. And then Todd Blazer over there for Elf. Wow, this was the Pro Open blasting off. I don't have to read all this because I just went over all the names. But who's the TNT rider? I don't know. No idea. Someone's going to correct me on that one, guys. I'm sure you are. But that is, oh, is it Clymer? Okay, it's Dave Clymer. Okay, wow. That is awesome. I love race photos. I know I've said it a lot of times, but this is just perfect. I love it. Love to have this on a poster. Oh my gosh, it'd be hanging up proudly in my garage with all my race stuff. That is a great shot. Oh, let's go. Let's go. We got Mike King right here. Mike King, not only one of the most stylish riders, but also one of the most photogenic riders. And his bike is always perfect. I mean, look how clean this is. You know, I think I mentioned this in a video before, and I apologize if I have shared this story, but I saw Mike King for the first time in person at the Silver Dollar Nationals, and he was fresh on Haro. And I remember he was walking in front of me. I was riding my bike slowly behind him, and there was a girl pushing his bike, and his bike looked immaculate. And I'm like, damn, that bike is just nuts. And that's the kind of guy Mike was. Really, really professional looking guy. We got Cecil Johns. Rest in peace, Cecil Johns. I've been seeing a whole lot of Cecil Johns in a lot of the videos I've been doing for my race reviews. And that guy was just super awesome. And then we got a good shot down here of the 17 expert class. We got Danny Milwees in there, Shane Wimberly, Todd Mitchell, and Lonnie Tatum. Really, really great riders. I've been seeing a lot of them too. I'm trying to implement adding a lot of amateur races, the older AMs, into my videos because some of the races are just awesome. I was just focusing on pros, and then I realized it was getting a little harder to find the pro races, but there's a ton of amateur races too. Let's see who won. So Charles Townsend won AA Pro. Greg Hill picked up second. Awesome. Eric Group got third. Pete Lonkarovich picked up the fourth. Rick Palmer fifth. Dave Clymer sixth. Todd Blazer seventh. And Travis Chipriz picked up the eighth. Now, Mike King had not turned AA yet. This is his rookie season, so he won a pro. Terry Tennant picked up the second. Cecil Johns third. Those three guys alone are just super studs. So that tells you how stacked A Pro was, because any one of these three guys could have mixed it up over here. I guarantee you. Richard Lamb, Doug Prather, Lonnie Moore, Mark McCormick, and Brian Porschel picked up the eighth. Pro Open. Let's see how Pro Open went. So Charles Townsend won the Pro Open. So Charles doubled. So this track was definitely for Charles. But look at Mike King took second in the Open. Dave Clymer got third. Gary Ellis with the fourth. Rick Palmer fifth. Billy Griggs, Todd Blazer, Greg Hill. What was going through the mind of the AA pros? Knowing that you're going to go into the Pro Open with Mike King, and Mike King beat just about everybody with the exception of Charles Townsend. So I've never raced pro. I don't know what goes in the mind of a AA pro or a pro at all. And they were probably like, this kid's coming, and he's coming fast. So that's pretty awesome. Pro Cruiser Terry Tennant won that one. Right on, Terry. So Terry picked up
the second in A Pro and one Pro Cruiser, and Cecil Johns, also an A Pro, he picked up second. Now, they beat Eric Group, Mark Melton, David Reif, Jay Steffens, Brian Steffens, and then Travis Chiprez. So they beat some heavy hitters. So that's really, really cool. Let's keep on moving. This is in Bluff, Arkansas. What is that? It's Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Oh, wow. Here we go. This is a great shot. Look at this shot, guys. Travis Chiprez. Love the mongoose colors. This is what we were talking about with Eric's shot. This is super, super clean, and also known as Bart Connors. And what was Bart's last name in Rad? I don't remember, but he did all the stunt riding for Bart. Here's a great shot of the little dude here. Gary Hausman, super rad dude. And we got the, who's this one here? Pine Bluff was carbon copy of last year's North Carolina NBLer, Play-Doh City. Let's see, the straining face of A-Pro Jeff Steffens shows what extra effort was required to get through the rut. So apparently the track was a little rough to ride. Here's Steve Veltman right here. That is a great shot of Steve. Awesome. Let's go to the next page. We're doing good, guys, but we better get moving because we're now at 38 minutes. And we got more ads for some of the products. We're going to keep on going. We got a lot of products here. Here's the Boss Pro frame and fork sets. No prices available. Here's that weird scooter skateboard combination thing. And check it out, a payphone. When's the last time anybody's used a payphone? And the kids that have been born, I'd say maybe 2004 and up, they probably have no idea what a payphone is, you know, because everybody was born with technology these days. Let's keep on going. Oh, GT's ad. Look at all this, the Nora cups. And I'm sorry, these are not Nora cups, are they? Yeah, most of them are Nora cups. Wow, that is awesome. What's the dictionary? What dictionary does Haro use to define first? GT bicycles. Wow, they were just taking shots at each other. It's really cool, though. I like it. Here's a great shot of the Robinson here. I'm guessing that's Greg Hill in the shot there, which is a really, really good shot, by the way. I love it. I like this plate. That's a really nice number plate. Oh, check out Charlie Townsend with the Vision Streetwear. He's all decked out from head to toe, Vision Streetwear. That's a great shot. And then we've got outtakes here. Who's in the outtakes? That looks like Eddie King right there and Mad Dog. That's when they were testing the Diamondback. So that's really cool. And guys, we did it. You got Eric Groups rocking the Comp 3 ad, and that is it. May. BMX Action May 1988 is in the books. This was a great magazine, guys. I really enjoyed it. All right, guys, sorry it took 39 minutes. I know that's super long. A lot of you don't stick around that long, and I apologize, but with a magazine this good, it takes a while to go through it. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. We got a race video coming up next week. See you guys.
I got it. At first it was hard. Nobody believed me. Ever since then, I'm making it clear. This my year. This my year. I hustle in the dark with a bright my head. Get the bright idea.